Has Vince pulled any ribs on the boys, King?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Without a doubt, Vince is a great ribber, and you can't. Usually I think when somebody pulls a good rib on you, you try to get them back, but most people, when you get ribbed by Vince, you think, well, I'm not going to be able to get revenge on Vince McMahon or anything, but yeah, I've heard about different ones and everything. One of the things I got to go to Vince's to his home one time. Ooh. And somebody was telling me that be careful if you're outside and he walks you around the swimming pool. Apparently that was one of his, no matter who it was. I mean, it might be just like a big businessman or one of the wrestlers or one of the agents or whatever. But Vince was notorious about just walking along with somebody and talking, and then all of a sudden, out of the clear blue, just shove them fully clothed into a swimming pool. And then when I first started in WWE in '93, I think it was, and we were getting ready to do the pay-per-view out in at Caesar's Palace. And we were walking around this big fountain there at Caesar's Palace. And I realized later on I probably should have just gone ahead and gone with it. But Vince and I were walking around, and I was just new there in the WWE, and I didn't know what to think. But all of a sudden I'm walking and talking with Vince McMahon around this big Caesar's Palace fountain outside, right? And then all of a sudden he just shoved. I mean, he went towards me with a shoulder tackle and was going to knock me into the fountain. And I dodged out of the way, and Vince wound up going into the fountain with his legs and everything, right? And I realized later, like, oh my gosh, that I screwed up his rib, and I probably shouldn't have done that, but. That's one of his favorite things. Push people into the pool. Let's see, one of the times I got on a plane with Vince, and you get on this nice personal Vince's jet and everything, and he says, "Here, King, sit right here by me," right? And so I sit down in the seat next to him, and you're trying to be so you don't want to screw anything up or anything, and so they close the doors up, and all of a sudden Vince gets over and he's got this bottle of the hand sanitizer, right? And he shoots a little bit in his hands, and he does the hand sanitizer in his hand, and then he says, "King, you want some hand sanitizer?" And naturally you're going to not say no, right? So you stick your hand out, and all of a sudden he just squeezes like almost the entire bottle of hand sanitizer into your hand, where you got to grab it with like both hands, and you got two handfuls of this hand sanitizer, and you got nowhere to go and nothing to do with it, and you're sitting on his private plane with the nice carpet and the seats and everything, and you're just stuck there with just two handfuls of hand sanitizer, and I realized that I wasn't the only person that he does that to every time somebody gets on the plane, but yeah, no, Vince is he's got a really cool sense of humor, and when it comes to wrestler ribs, it's almost like you can't go too far. You can anything, everything's fair game. So I think Vince he can be one of the best ribbers around.